Hey there guys, John Campea here. Thanks for visiting my vlog. And you know, time to talk a little bit of Game of Thrones. Of course, on Sunday, in just 2 days, we've got the season finale coming. And I have been seeing something coming. I wasn't sure until after last week, and now I feel pretty good about it. And that's this. They're gonna shock the world. Daenerys dies, and here's why. Yes, this is just random fan speculation and theorizing on my part, I admit, but I think I've got some basis for believing this. First of all, there really has been a heavy emphasis on Daenerys and her development and her journey this season, kind of acting kind of like a dick for a while, and then finally, in this last episode, we finally saw Tyrion, I think, break through to her. He made her finally understand that, yes, acting like a tyrant can be effective, and acting like a tyrant can seem necessary, and acting like a tyrant is faster and more convenient. But ultimately, he says to her, if you really want to break the wheel, if you want to change things, you can't change things by acting just like all the people before you have acted. You need to be different. You need to be better. And I think we saw her finally start to get that and come around to that way of thinking. But it's within that conversation that something very key happens that I think a lot of us kind of overlooked. Tyrion, once he gets through to her about acting like a tyrant, he brings the conversation to talking about succession. Now, on one hand, it's kind of weird to talk about succession. I mean, she doesn't have a partner at this point. She's not even on the throne yet. Why is Tyrion pushing the issue of succession? Who takes over for you, Dany, if you should die? Who carries on this mission that you have? Because we're lost without you. And he's pushing this issue of succession. And I believe the reason they're pushing this issue of succession is because they're trying to prep us as the audience for the fact that she ain't going to be around much longer. And oh, look, who just happened to come into her life recently that everybody respects, including Tyrion, to a great degree, and just proved his valor by risking his life and trying to save all of Westeros. Did I say Estros? Westeros? It's Jon Snow. And when you think about it, the showrunners of Game of Thrones haven't ripped out a main character from the show in a sudden and tragic death really since the Red Wedding. Yes, we've had characters die, but not like a Jon Snow level character or a Robb Stark level character since the Red Wedding. I mean, it happened with their dad, it happened with Robb in the Red Wedding, but really nothing like that since. And I think they're just setting us up and fattening us up for the big Thanksgiving kill, and they're gonna kill Daenerys. I'm thinking it might go something like this. So Dany and Jon are on the boat. They're gonna have hot boat sex. The love boat! And after their rubbing of body parts on the boat, they're gonna get back to Tyrion, and she's gonna tell Tyrion, I've chosen my successor. It's Jon Snow because he's good and noble and handsome, and look at that beard art. Then later in the episode, she dies. Jon Snow becomes the central figure of the show. Now, this would address something that I had a problem with. I didn't like that Jon Snow said, he kind of figuratively bent the knee to her. He said, oh, how would I call you my queen? I can't bend the knee because I'm so hurt. And he essentially bent the knee to her, which I didn't like. I liked him being his own man. But in him pledging his allegiance to her, he puts himself in a position that he can be her successor. As long as he's just the random king of the north and he's not really aligned with her, that can't happen. But he bends the knee to her, pledges his allegiance to her, so now he can be in line for succession and take over the Iron Throne. Or at least maybe even he's the one who conquers the Iron Throne in her name. The Love Boat! So think about it. All this attention of the season has been focused on Dany. They're setting up this whole idea of succession. They're having this bond form between Dany and Jon Snow, and then Jon Snow pledges allegiance to her, setting him up for the possibility of being in line of succession. I really do think this is all adding up to Dany dying this week. But the question is, what do you think of my theory? Is this just another random, stupid, crazy fan theory like a million out there that are on the internet? Maybe. Or do you think I've got some sound logic behind my theory? What do you think? Jump into the comments section and leave your thoughts. I mean, we're going to know whether I'm right or wrong on Sunday, and I'm probably wrong, but I think there's good reason to believe this. Anyway, jump in the comments, leave your thoughts there. And listen, while you guys are here, click on the subscribe button, become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. Of course, make sure you come back on Sunday when we do our review of the final episode of Game of Thrones for this season, leading into the final season. That'll do it for me, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me in my crazy theories. Thanks again one more time, and until next video, bye-bye.